be a trainee under SM Entertainment, and when she went to HYBE, she trained under both Source Music and Adore. It's reported that Youngso even trained with NewJeans for about a year and even shared the same dorm as they prepared for their debut. Before taking part in RU Next, Youngso had already trained for about 5 years, so it was no surprise that she joined the survival show as HYBE planned to debut her in their next girl group. Throughout the competition, she consistently ranked as the top member, securing either the first or second highest score on her team. She seemed widely liked by everyone who was watching. She was a part of the Big Six, while also appealing to fans of younger contestants like Iroha, Wonhee, and Himina. Throughout the show, she had earned constant love and praise from both producers and judges, as she was very charismatic as a performer, a great dancer, and overall artist, and she just had a way of commanding the stage. Not to mention that she was supposed to be the center of the group, so everyone was happy to see her rank in second place in the finale of the competition. The 3 months before her departure, everything seemed fine. The girls were gearing up for their debut, and they seemed excited to finally perform together as a group. Then Youngso just disappeared. She was the most active member on Weverse and Twitter, frequently interacting with her fans and celebrating each fan letter, and this suddenly stopped on December 4th. Additionally, her Polaroid was missing from the dorm mirror, and she was noticeably absent when the girls were seen taking their teaser photos in Taiwan. This is when people started getting suspicious that something was going on and that the company was leaving them in the dark about it. Fans even began trending hashtags like "Where is Youngso?" and "BeLift Lab Explained," demanding answers from the company. Most assumed that this was just an Ahyeon situation and that she wouldn't debut with the girls due to whatever issue, but that she would join them later on. Whatever had happened, fans just wanted BeLift to give updates on what was happening. It was bad enough that they were debuting 5 months after the show ended, but the fact that their most popular member was missing from the debut content was concerning. They did eventually get an answer from the company, but it wasn't what they had hoped for. Only 2 months before the group debuted, on January 4th, just as fans were hoping to finally see the 6 of them hit the stage, the company came out with an announcement saying that Youngso had left the group and that ILIT would be debuting with only 5 members. BeLift Lab said that this had been a mutual decision, as they had had a discussion with her and decided to end her exclusive contract. The whole thing was pretty devastating, especially for fans who had closely followed her journey, shared in her excitement about debuting, and watched her bond with the other girls. More than sad though, her departure was pretty shocking. For all that fans knew, there was no reason for her to leave, as she was very excited to debut. Not to mention all the hard work she had put into becoming an idol and all the effort that had gone throughout the entire run of RU Next. Nobody trains for 5 years, moves from company to company, and then participates in a 3-month survival show just to give everything up right before the debut. BeLift didn't give a reason why she left though, and even urged others not to speculate on it, but it was hard not to. The first thing people thought of was health problems, since she wouldn't be the first nor the last idol to leave their group because of poor health. Before their official debut, some people, despite undergoing training for several years, come to the realization that the idol lifestyle is draining, particularly mentally, leading them to leave before even debuting. This would also explain why the debut was delayed in the first place, as Youngso might have not felt ready to be an idol yet. Eventually, she might have realized she couldn't go through with it and asked the company to end her contract. However, that seemed unlikely because usually companies disclose when there are health issues involved. They don't go into detail about the issues, but they do provide an explanation, so that probably wasn't what was happening. Given her popularity on the show, the company might have followed a strategy similar to YG Entertainment, allowing her time to recover and potentially join the other members later. So this speculation was quickly written off. Some speculated that BeLift discovered something suspicious from her past, perhaps allegations of mistreatment during her school years. Not wanting to repeat the Garam incident, HYBE may have decided to end her contract, framing it as a mutual decision. There was also speculation that her parents withdrew her at the last moment, as they had allegedly decided to prioritize her education over pursuing an idol career. In addition to that, it was rumored that she didn't like the group's debut, so she opted out, but that's also very unlikely, especially if she trained with NewJeans. She showed just how versatile she could be during the show, so a concept like ILITs wouldn't be a problem with her. Then the whole Adore versus HYBE feud happened, and it sparked a wave of new theories. You might wonder, what does their feud have to do with Youngso, especially since she had left the group before the whole thing even started? Well, one theory that came out was that HYBE removed Youngso so they could have a 5-member group like NewJeans. Min Heejin claimed that when BeLift Lab debuted ILIT, they copied NewJeans' hair, makeup, clothing, choreography, and media appearances. It came to a point that ILIT were even mistaken for the NewJeans members, so would it be too far-fetched to think that they wanted to copy NewJeans by having a 5-member group as well? However, looking at everything, this theory wouldn't make sense. Can we assume that BeLift Lab would change the original lineup of the group to match NewJeans? Well, with what HYBE and Adore have been revealing for the past month, it wouldn't be the most shocking thing to think about. However, if they were to remove a member for this reason, it wouldn't be the one who ranked second on the show, especially considering that the group supposedly was built around her. Youngso would be an obvious stan attractor, and it wouldn't make sense for the company to let her go that easily. What's shocking is that the most popular speculation is that she actually left because of Rice's Seunghan. We know this doesn't make sense, so let us explain why people think so. As you may know, in August of last year, Seunghan was the target of an anonymous netizen who was leaking a lot of things from his personal life, from his past relationships, private photos, and videos to his very own secret Instagram account. Among these leaks was a screenshot from one of Seunghan's Instagram stories, reportedly featuring a video message from Youngso that she had sent him after the finale of RU Next. Given that Youngso was once a trainee under SM and both she and Seunghan trained at Source Music at some point, it's possible that they got close and stayed in touch even after they were under different companies. It was even said that they were dating. An unreliable online source claimed that after Seunghan's ex-girlfriend, the one he took pictures with at that motel, Youngso was the next girl he dated. According to these rumors, Boy Next Door's Taesan's alleged girlfriend supposedly introduced Youngso to Seunghan. After that, it was rumored that the two had started dating. BeLift Lab allegedly found out about their past relationship and, afraid that more photos or videos might come out, decided to let her go to minimize damage. These speculations had no basis, but it's thought that this is the reason that Youngso left in the first place. She became inactive on social media after the scandal popped up, and then she left the group altogether. BeLift Lab might have thought that a pre-debut dating scandal, especially with another idol, was too much to deal with, so they might have made the decision to leave her out of the final lineup. Another crazy thing is that it was also alleged that Min Heejin leaked the rumors about Youngso and Seunghan. As you might know, one of the first things that Min was accused of was leaking information about trainees and idols under HYBE, and since ILIT and Rise were directly mentioned by her, people thought that she might have leaked that information to destroy both groups. While ILIT it didn't take much damage, mostly because they hadn't debuted yet at the time of the scandal. Sunghan went on hiatus at the end of November and has yet to come back. Of course, there's absolutely no proof that Min Heejin leaked any information, so these accusations might be far-fetched, but we're only presenting the theories that people have. While people have no idea why she really left, they also don't know where she is today. It's been nearly 6 months since she left the group, and nobody has heard from her since. If she really left on her own and decided that being an idol isn't her priority, then we will probably not hear from her in a while. If she decides to come back to the industry, then she can probably have a career in any company she wants. After all, she was accepted into both HYBE and SM Entertainment. Of course, she should do whatever makes her happy, but we hope that we get to see her on stage again.
So you know, I did watch your anime and review video. I think it must have been like 2 or 3 weeks ago, where you sort of had like your lineup of things you recommended watching. That's quite interesting, because I was like, oh no, I want to learn about anime.
Yeah, I mean, I make this.
I
can't take you seriously when you say that.
I'm not joking.
I was like, oh, I want to learn about anime.
I want to learn about anime.
You know,
It's like you're my dad. Yeah, it's like my dad. It's like, yeah,
I want to learn about this Minecraft thing.
There's this thing called animation. Well, like
I heard about these things called Let's Plays.
Gant is like the good one, and I want to hear his thoughts. He's the voice of reason and credibility. He's the voice of reason, and I thought, if I want to learn about anime,
Well, I mean, you're already into anime, right? Like, you like Satoshi Kon and Akira?
yeah, I love them.
That's anime.
But I mean, just by watching like 4 films doesn't make me like into anime.
But there's a lot of shows that are like that in the same vein that I reckon he'd get into.
Ghost in the Shell.
I mean, there's no one that can
hanging
replace.
fruit again.
Yeah, like I'm not saying it's like exactly the same or better, but like, you know, it's kind of in the same.
It's the same vibe.
Yeah, it's the same
energy.
vibe. Yeah.
But I feel like I've neglected anime. The reason I don't watch anime is just because growing up I didn't know anyone that watched it, and there was no sort of
Would you
way.
say it had like a bad connotation as well to watch anime? To be
a
like,
little bit. Certainly in the UK, I think it's seen as like a very geeky, losery thing.
I think everywhere.
I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's fair at all. But
I mean, it's a lot different. Like, you know, we've said multiple times, like, you know, I think when we were growing up, like our age group, you'd get bullied for watching anime.
Oh, fuck yeah.
But nowadays you get bullied. Nowadays kids,
Only for breathing.
nowadays kids get bullied for not watching anime.
Yeah.
Or not watching certain anime.
That's
I don't think
what-
it's good, right? And
That's
it's
what
like,
popular kids
what
are
should
watching
be.
now.
yeah. All the popular kids are like, I love Naruto.
Based on your filmography.
but no, I do want to investigate a bit further.
Investigate.
Investigate. You're saying this as if you're like
I want to dip my toes into this anime business. What do you recommend? What, based on what I know and like Ghost in the Shell, Akira, Satoshi Kon, feed that into.
Wait, have you seen Ghost in the Shell?
Yes, of course.
You know, like the iceberg meme.
Well, not the live action.
Not the,
This
oh,
is
shit.
literally
Don't talk about that silly film.
I think.
He's watching like the best of the best, and like,
Yeah.
like, degenerate.
I think.
the you go down. Like,
Yeah, that's how you get someone into anime. I think you'd really enjoy Bakuno.
Bakuno's good.
That's like a good entry-level TV series.
What happens?
Okay, so it's kind of like hard to explain.
Like one sentence.
All right, it's kind of like a Quentin Tarantino, Guy Ritchie film turned into an anime.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's a good synopsis.
Yeah.
Good little line to get me in. Yeah.
Actually, anything Naito Diogo makes is kind of like that, right? Like Durarara is also the same.
Yeah.
That was a much like more exciting description than what he said about Rem and Ram and
Oh no! I don't think you'll like ReZero. I have a suspicion you might not like ReZero. You're not gonna like ReZero.
Story,
At
she's
all.
endearing. Oh, brilliant. I don't want endearing. I want Tarantino.
They're not even the main characters. Is the funniest thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Who's the main character? Rom.
Rom.
That is actually a character. That is a character. There is an
I can predict anime. I know anime. I watch it.
Yeah, he's the old guy who.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's the old guy.
Is he endearing?
Kind of.
He's kind of affable, yeah.
Affable.
That's the word of this podcast.
Other anime.
I was thinking maybe something like Redline. You might like.
Well, okay, what films?
Animation,
What
yeah,
films do you
but-
like? What
Oh,
films do you
something
like?
sci-fi, gritty, bit of something dark, some sort of neo-noir.
Psychopaths.
Psychopaths.
Cowboy Bebop too, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the first one.
Everyone says I would like Cowboy Bebop.
I think you'd like Cowboy Bebop.
Should I watch it on
Cowboy
Netflix? Was that?
No.
So okay, so there's 2 versions of Cowboy Bebop on Netflix. Go for the animated version.
Did it get cancelled?
Yeah, season 2 got cancelled. Yeah.
That's sad, isn't it? Sad. Stuff happens.
Yeah, I think you really like Cowboy Bebop and
Yeah, Psychopaths. I think you'd actually really
Psychopaths.
enjoy.
Yeah, I think you like Psychopaths.
Psychopaths.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Psychopaths.
it's a
yes.
dystopian future where you're rated based on your mental health score.
Sounds like real life,
Yeah,
Connor.
but
Dystopian future. That's now.
well, no, it's like there's an all-knowing algorithm that knows your
YouTube.
mental health stability, and if you're like psychotic, it just kills you.
Right.
Yeah, so it's kind of like
That knows your
YouTube.
mental health stability, and if you're like psychotic, it just kills you.
Right.
yeah, so it's kind of like
That's pretty fucked up.
Yeah, of course.
yeah,
It's a fucked up show.
That's pretty exciting.
And of course, who's going to do the killing? But these enforcers. And it's a pretty harsh story where you follow with these enforcers having to like basically just murder people, and it's really fucking.
Yeah, it's really
So
good.
they
Sounds
have
like my
they
kind of thing.
That's
so
really good actually.
They have this gun, right? They have this gun, and you point at the person, and the gun scans what their mental health is, and if their mental health
quantifies their mental
yeah,
health.
if their mental the gun goes from just stun gun to just obliterating a person to the atoms based on how bad their mental
What's
health
that
is.
called? It's like Annihilator or something?
Dominator.
This is like a
That's it.
future where the dislike button was never hidden then. Because now it's gone. My mental health is so much better on YouTube. But that's a cool premise.
Yeah, it's a very cool premise.
Watch it.
Yeah,
it's
I'll
really
check it out. Psychopaths.
Psychopaths.
I actually think you'd enjoy that actually.
Because if you're a psycho, you pass. Is that
I think it's more the opposite. If you're a psycho, you don't pass.
so? Psycho die.
Psycho Die.
It's already old and out of the times now.
Yeah,
Help me get in.
You should start titling anime Psycho Die, Ram and Ram.
Yeah.
Rem and Ram.
Ram and Ram.
All right. I'll get into. I'll check
Probably
it out.
enjoy more than New Matrix that you were
I
talking
feel like
about.
yeah, it's more into general like films, right? And,
Yeah.
and cinematography and
Perhaps.
staying up with the news and stuff.
But I
like
think a lot of the best cinematography comes out of anime films. Just watching Akira the other day, I was like, holy shit, the cinematography in this is
Oh
like
yeah, brilliant.
the best 10 out of 10. So I kind of want to go down the anime rabbit hole and
Yeah, I mean, like,
explore them a bit more.
Do you still like look at films the same way now, or do you focus more on like cinematography and just the general filmmaking craft?
I still think I do look at cinematography a lot, but I still think story is really important. Like I just watched The Matrix 4,
Yeah.
Resurrections, and it was all right. It's very meta. It kind of comments on itself a lot,
Yeah.
and I recommend watching it. But there's no sort of replay value. I ask myself, a film is good. If a film is good, I want to rewatch it.
Yeah.
If I don't want to rewatch it, I can't even say rewatch it.
Yeah.
If I don't want to rewatch it, then it's not overly great. in my
right,
opinion.
I think you'd like One Punch Man, weirdly enough.
One Punch Man.
I think you'd like it. I
don't know.
I think you'd like it.
Really?
I think so.
I think anyone can enjoy One Punch
I think you'd find it amusing.
Yeah.
And to be fair, the cinematography is the same.
But there's a point. But I think there'll come a point where he'll watch One Punch Man and be like, "Oh, this is joking."